So I'm at $218,000 this month on TikTok Shop, and just for proof, I'll refresh the page. Last 7 days, 64. Today, 7,500. Last 20 days, 218,000. Just so you know, I'm not lying. And in this video, I'm pretty much be going over my entire blueprint. We have a few brands, and just what I go through with every single one, and what I just recommend to friends and stuff like that. I want to start launching on TikTok Shop. So it's just 10 simple steps, to be honest, and I'm going pretty in depth in every single step. But I always say it's simple. It's not easy, right? Like, you're not gonna just find a product, pay a supplier, and just like make $1 million, right? Like, it's not gonna be that easy, but it is very simple, because all you have to do is just find a product, find a supplier, and boom, you made $1 million. So, so that's the thing I always like to say. Things are a lot simpler than what we make them, but they're not easy. We have to put in hours. Right now I'm putting 10-hour days, and I love it, right? So it just depends if you're going to be enjoyable at the rate that you want to be at. So let's just say if you want to hit your first 10K profit month, just know you're going to have to put a lot more hours in, because maybe you're not making that right now. So if you're not making that right now, you have to put a little bit more hours in, because how are you going to be making the same amount, right? You either have to learn a new skill, blah, blah, blah. And let's go to step number 1. Now, finding a winning product. To be honest, softwares are okay. I know some dropshippers use like Hello Data and Fastmoss, they're like TikTok softwares, because they just get like a product that's crushing it on TikTok, then just run it on Meta, and is like pretty much guaranteed to kill it. Then again, obviously I'm speaking with ignorance. I'm not a dropshipper. I don't know. I honestly like Amazon more, because let's just say if we go to Amazon and we search up, I don't know, like dog treats, natural. So natural dog treats. You can see 7K bought multiple times, 10K bought multiple times. And when it's like bought multiple times, it pretty much means it's a killer product, because, I mean, just showing you 10K bought multiple times. For the most part, sometimes it will say 10K bought multiple times, and it'll be like 50K bought in the last month, you know? But it also depends on the product itself. But this is a great product. 10K bought multiple times. That means the repurchase rate might be pretty high. And it's 24 bucks. It's pretty high. It's 2 pounds though, so probably not the best example to give you. But let's just say this one, for example. 5K bought multiple times, natural US, chicken sticks. So I'm pretty sure it's just chicken. And maybe this will rip on TikTok, right? So that's normally what I do. And I'm honestly just stuck in like the health niche, because I'm very obsessed with my health. So I kind of know every single product. And that's what I recommend to people as well. If you want to launch a product, just look at what you're already using, right? Especially if like you're health conscious, look at what you're using, you know? Because sometimes I tell people like, hey, I just launched a beef tallow. This one right here. And they're like, dude, I never heard of beef tallow. Like, what's it for? Or like, dude, like, who puts beef tallow on their skin? Perfect. I want you as my customer. I'm targeting you, right? So that's kind of my thought process with it. And ChatGPT is a best friend. Normally what I do with ChatGPT, I just ask it, hey, what's the TAM of the market that I'm trying to hit for? So if you don't know what that means, it's just total attainable market. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But the way I look at it is, let's just say like, lotion is $1 billion market. So let's just say, hey, if I get 10% of that, I'm pretty fucking happy. Obviously, 10% is crazy on the whole total TAM, but I'm just saying, right? So I just use that as an example, and ChatGPT is like your entire best friend for all of this, to be honest. I've used it so much. I was against it at the very beginning, because I didn't have no use for it, but honestly, like a ton of basic questions, it helps, and also in depth. But yeah, Amazon's probably gonna be the best bet, and just stuff that you're already using. So finding a winning product. Now, then again, you could make a winning product, right? So our first product was mouth tape. When I first launched mouth tape, I launched it because I was using mouth tapes about 6 months prior to that. And I liked it, right? It helped with my REM sleep. I was tracking my sleep so much. Every single day, I was just so focused on it, which is probably not the healthiest thing, because like if you feel good and your sleep score is like a 50, you're like, oh, fuck, it's not right, right? So, but just products that you're already using is the key, because you know what's wrong with them. You know what can make them better. And that's where we go into step number 2, sourcing the products. Now, obviously, I'm pretty sure you already know about Alibaba. I honestly prefer US suppliers now, because of just a mishap that happened with our mouth tape. Ended up that we lost a good amount of money on. But sometimes Alibaba is the king. Sometimes overseas suppliers is just better pricing, and just doesn't make sense to come to the US. But just depends on what you want to do. Like, obviously, if it's something consumable, I'll make it in the US. The beef tallow, it's something that you're putting on your skin. So like, your skin's consuming it, I guess. Maybe I'm wording that wrong. But we decided to go with the US for that, right? And also because like you really can't import beef tallow, but some people are doing it. Whole nother conversation. But always shop around. So with our mouth tape brand, we were overpaying by $1.50 for the same amount of units. You know, for our first purchase order was 5K units. We got the same quote from like 2 other suppliers. It was $1.50 cheaper. Now, that's a lot of fucking money because that mouth tape is cheap to make, right? It's not something expensive. It's not something you're paying $30 for and selling it for $100. It's something that you're buying for like $2, $3 and you're selling it for $15, $20, you know? So always shop around because I've lost a lot of money doing so. And test samples, right? So contact 5 or 10 manufacturers and see which one's the best that you like and compare it to like pricing quality wise. Me, I always say, if you have to pay an extra dollar for the quality, do it. It's 100% worth it, right? Depending obviously on your margins, always check your margins. But if you could market your product more as like we're the premium in the market, amazing. Because you have so much more margin to mess around with. Your CAC could be higher and it's totally fine. You don't know what CAC is, it's just their total acquisition to get a customer. And also your acquisition to get an affiliate because we're on TikTok shop. So, and sorry, I'm speaking stupid fast. I always speak fast. When I was in Miami Sellers Conference talking, I finished my spiel in like 4 minutes because whenever I'm passionate about something, I speak really fast. And also I'm cracked out with coffee right now. So. But that's step number 2, right? I think this one's pretty simple. Once you decide what product you want to launch, you could contact 20 people in a single day and they'll get back to you pretty quick, especially if they're Alibaba. They get back to you stupid quick because they want your money. Here in the US, some manufacturers some manufacturers have clients that spend tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. So your 10, 20, 30,000 is not really going to do much to them, right? So obviously that's a little different. But R&D, this is the fun part. This is the part that I fucking love. This is the part where I focus the most on, the R&D and the launch, because I enjoy that the most. Always improve the product by any means, right? So let's just say this is your competitor at the bottom. You want to be at the very top, or at least as close as possible, right? Doesn't matter if you have to pay a little more. It's 100% worth it. And price isn't everything, right? You might say like, okay, I could improve the product by lowering the price. No, that's not the best. Trust me, I know because I did that and I fucked up. So when we launched our mouth tape, it was a mouth tape and nasal strip bundle. We launched it at $9.99. And competitors like Hybrid Tape, shout out to Hybrid Tape, competitors like Dream Vision, shout out to Dream Vision, they're selling for like $15, $20 at that time. And we came in and fucked up the market, you know? Now, I'm not going to say that the market was never going to get fucked up because it was, because it's something so cheap to make. But we could have made a lot more money, right? Like those other mouth tapes made so much fucking money because they're probably getting it cheaper than us and they were selling it for $15, $20. I mean, that margin's insane, you know? But I just thought like, hey, dude, these people are just making so much money. Let's just undercut them by 50%. That's not the smartest thing because you want room to play with for your affiliates. You want room to play with for your ads. And yeah, you at the end of the day, it's a brand. You want to make money, right? And branding is king. I'm so heavily focused on the branding. Like I would say this one's pretty clean and knowing your target audience. Like this one's clean and it's targeted towards men, right? A girl might see this and she's like, well, I don't really like it. Well, it's not really made for you. And it's made for people that have never tried beef tallow, right? It's stupid simple. We honestly say it, where is it at? This side. Only 4 ingredients. We're like heavy on that. So like our thought process is we're marketing towards people that never tried beef tallow. So like they might look at their moisturizer right now and it might have like 50 ingredients. Well, hey, ours only has 4. And granted, other beef tallows might only have 4, 5, 6, you know, and they're all great ingredients. But they don't really market it that way, right? So like our branding is very simple. I think it stands out as well, to be honest. Like even our pet supplement, we made it red because pops out, right? If we look at pet supplements right now, watch. We did, that's a hip and joint. So let's just go hip and joint supplements for dogs. What pops out? Does anything pop out here? Like nothing really pops out. So everything's boring. You gave me like this. These are just like companies that have been around for probably years, decades. You give me, but it's crazy. Look, 200K bought multiple times. That is insane, right? But nothing really pops out. You know, probably is this one right here. Shout out to Zesty Paws. But dude, shout out to Finn. That one pops out good enough. Yo, this one's crazy. But dude, I feel like ours pops out way more. It's red, especially once like I'll show you guys the images. The images will pop out way more. You get me? Because like, dude, look at this. Nothing pops out here. Like the best thing is probably the orange, but what pops out more, orange or red? Then also some people might say like, well, red is related to like bad, inflammation, things like that. Yes, but no. Honestly, like I have friends that tell me this all the time. Like, yo, this color means this in marketing. I'm like, I throw all of that out the window. Maybe I'm stupid. Obviously, I'm new to the game. I'm only a year in, almost a year and a half. Everything TikTok because I started out as an affiliate. But I just think if it pops out in the market, pops out if in the shelf, then it's worth it, right? As long as you market it the right way, right? So obviously ours is move more. That's like our logo, move more. And there's a hip and joint for dogs. So what does this do? Helps them move more. I make it stupid simple, right? So let's go back to the step number 4. And feel free to watch this in 0.75x, 0.5, because I'm speaking stupid fast. Now is the fun part, place the PO. Once you start seeing what samples are best, I'll put it down to like 2 or 3 manufacturers that you really like and really push pricing, right? Be like, hey, this manufacturer is doing this price. Can you beat that? Then go over to the other manufacturer and be like, hey, this manufacturer's giving me this price and this one's giving me that price. What could you beat that, you know? Because always shop around at the end of the day, you know, because you got to make your money, and these manufacturers want your money, right? So, and I always say 2 to 5K units is good. I honestly always get 5K now, just because if you have a splurge with TikTok Shop, especially at the beginning, like 5K units could really sell out in a month, right? And that's what we did our second month when we first launched our first ever brand, right? Back in November, we sold like 1,000 units our first month, then we sold 5,000 units our second month. Like that's pretty much everything we had, you know? So, and always make sure you're not spending all your money on the PO, right? You need some budget for launch. I would say 3 to 5K, because that's going to be just everything advertising, everything getting off the ground. And we'll talk about more in depth later, but yeah. And paint the long-term image. A lot of people get this wrong, and I learned this from Carter. Shout out to my boy. Always tell the manufacturer, like, yo, right now we're only buying 5K, but we're expected to buy like, 10K our next order, or 15K our next order, or we want to buy like 50K this year, right? Whether or not, like, obviously those statements could be false, because like the launch could go terribly bad and like you're stuck with the 5K units for 2 years, right? But in my opinion, with this blueprint, you'll be fine. Like, you're not going to pick a shitty product. You're not going to launch a fork and think you're going to crush it on TikTok, right? Like, we're not doing that. So always paint the long-term vision, because a lot of these manufacturers probably mess around with like people that want to launch something and they only buy 1,000 units and never come back. Because, dude, every single manufacturer I ever contacted, they're always hitting me back up. Even ones that like I've never really placed an order with them. I just got some samples. The pricing doesn't make sense. I left, but they're still hitting me up, So like they see the long-term image, but once you paint it even more, they're like, okay, this guy's like, these people mean business, right? So that's the angle you should be taking. Now let's go to step number 5. This is setting up the TikTok account. Now, this is pretty simple. It's not hard. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. We can't really go too much in depth with this. Even if you don't get an LLC, to be honest, I'm not going to say it's needed. Get it if you can. It's like $400 or $500 depending on your state. Get it if you can. Don't go through like some service. It's not needed. You don't have to pay nothing for it. Just go to your state website. But whether you do or you don't, just get a different bank account, right? Keep things separate. No matter if you have an LLC or you don't, doesn't matter. Just please keep things separate, because it will just be a lot easier with taxes and also just with bookkeeping in general, But don't get things that aren't needed. Imagine these buckets are like every penny you have. You have to allocate it the right way. I don't care if you have $1 million to launch a brand. I don't care if you have 100K to launch a brand. I don't care if you have 10K to launch a brand. You have to be smart with the money you spend, right? I always say optimize the money like the most efficient way possible, So like, hey, it makes sense to spend this money in 2 months, not right now, because we could allocate this money here, not there, right? That's kind of my thought process with it now, because like you're trying to be the most efficient way possible. Now for step number 6 is product images. Honestly, I do enjoy this part because you don't really do too much work. You just get images sent to you and you just get some revisions. Boom, 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 boom. You don't have to go crazy on this. Fiverr is amazing, to be honest. And one more thing, I do want to go back a step. Number 5. Now recently there has been like some like things going on with TikTok, if you're an affiliate, you already know like accounts are getting banned. Same thing on the seller side. Like some accounts are just getting frozen, some accounts are just getting hit, and it's annoying. So if you get hit with this, do not worry. I'm probably gonna make a separate video about this because I feel like a lot of people are getting this, especially as new shops, because we just launched this brand right here and I had to get like 4 different LLCs. I know, stupid, don't worry, bear with me. 4 different LLCs just to get a shop go through. But honestly, I probably could have just made it on that same LLC just because I didn't do it the right way. You have to appeal this a certain way. Honestly, I just use ChatGPT, and like you have to be very smart with like the images and videos you upload. Obviously follow the directions, but like it's so stupid to be honest with TikTok. But it's a love-hate relationship at the end of the day. Okay, back to number 6. Sorry about that. Like I said, no need to go crazy. You don't have to like get like a professional photographer, pay $500, $1,000 for it. Dude, on Fiverr, I get my images done for like $40. You know, maybe even cheaper. Like these are the mock-ups. You know, this is my first ever brand. This is the brand we just launched. Like, dude, these look great. You know, obviously you could say like, dude, you could tell they're AI. Well, they're just 3D renders. But yeah, but like, dude, they look amazing in my opinion. Like, I don't know. You guys drop it down in the comments down below if you think they look good or not. But obviously, you could get someone local for lifestyle pictures. So like, let's just say like this right here is a lifestyle picture. They're using the product. They're messing around with it. Those are great, but again, not needed. You can even shoot these yourself maybe, you know, if you know a friend. But like I said, like I pay less than $100 for all my images. Lifestyle, like us versus them, the back, everything, dude. Like, and also product images, make sure you get your GTIN. If you don't know what your GTIN is, it's just the barcode you're gonna need for like just say once you launch it on Amazon because you want to get brand registry. So you just need a barcode right here. They're like $30, pretty easy. Just put it on the product. All right. Now step number 7, fixing up the listing. Now, like I said, ChatGPT is going to be your best friend on this. And look at comps and improve them. Keep it short and simple. I'm gonna show you some examples of like some bad ones, some good ones. So in my opinion, I think this is a bad one just because it repeats a lot of the same thing, right? It says growth capsule, height increase, natural get taller. Like all those 3 things mean the same thing. You could have just said one thing, right? That's honestly my opinion. Some SEO nerd could drop it down in the comments down below and say like, dude, you're wrong. This is perfect. But this is just like an outsider point of view from someone that like does titles for every single brand. You know, like I do it for all the brands that we have. In my opinion, I think this is a great one. This is the patches that have been going viral recently, but I think it's great because specifically this one is about losing weight. It's because I don't know if I'm going to get hit on YouTube, to be honest. I've been so scared to say it on TikTok. I'm trained. I'm media trained, but fuck it, if this gets hit, it gets hit. But this patch is pretty much just to lose weight. But the way they say it is pretty much it balances like your system and stuff like that. Steady release, vegan, 1 month pack. Stupid, simple, straight to the point. Especially for them, like they kind of have to be like on the edge because this product probably even shouldn't be on TikTok. That's a whole nother conversation. But they kept it stupid simple, stupid short. I think it's great. And the SEO is pretty good on it. It could get better, obviously, but it's not bad. Now for step number 8, prepare for your inventory. At this point, you already placed your PO. You know, get any shipping supplies you need. Like I said again, keep it lean. Do not spend money where it's not needed. Like even with this brand right here, Tallow. It's pretty safe in this box because it's pretty snug in there. And right now we're shipping it in bubble mailers. I was looking into boxes, but if I get boxes, it's going to increase every single order by like 40 cents. Will boxes be better? More than likely, yes, because let's just say out of 100 orders, maybe 2 are going to be really bad where the customer is going to leave a bad review, right? But let's just say if it's only 2, it's not bad because that's 2%. You know, maybe I'm totally wrong on this, but I'm just saying I'm keeping it stupid lean, right? Because if I don't have to spend $3,000 to get boxes for this, that's an extra $3,000. I could spend it somewhere. Now, I'm not saying I only have $3,000, but I'm being efficient with the money we have, especially because like that brand specifically is not making cash flow, right? So like you don't want to allocate money from this brand and send it over here because there's no proof that it will return you anything here, if that makes sense, right? So just being efficient with the money is the key. And dude, start posting on all your social medias. Be public, dude. Like, I hate when a lot of people say like, dude, no one supports me and stuff like that. Okay, probably like your closest friends won't support you, but people will support. Like, people love to see other people try and risking stuff, you know? So always be posting on all your social medias. Make a personal brand page, in my opinion, on TikTok, on everywhere. go heavy on Twitter and just talk about your journey. You know, like document everything. Document from that very step one to that step until you hit $1 million, because I'm confident you will hit $1 million. You know, documenting is so key. And that's one thing I wish I would have done more. I've been documenting a lot ever since I started Amazon FBA back in the day with wholesale, RA, OA. And I just wish I documented more, to be honest. Because you're going to look back and be like, fuck, I came a long way. Like, screw if people don't support you. Dude, you're going to look back and be like, damn, dude, that's a crazy amount of progress. And also it helps because it builds a foundation for your brand, right? Because maybe your personal brand starts popping off. Look at Santa Cruz. In my opinion, most of his sales come directly from him. And he's just living life. He's just being healthy, recording his life, and he's making sales, right? So obviously that's like a crazy comparison, because like to get to that level is going to be hard. But I'm just saying, like, you could still build a good foundation for your brand just off your personal brand. And now it's outreach to affiliates. Get an outreach bot. I use Uptick. I'm not telling you to use Uptick, but honestly, I've tried almost all of them. Uptick has the cleanest UI, and also my friend's the owner of it, obviously. So I'll be linking it down below. But then again, I'm not telling you have to use this one. I just like this one because it's the cleanest UI and it's fairly priced, to be honest. Build a poach list. If you don't know what a poach list is, it's pretty much just a list of all your competitors. And this is what I'm going to say. You don't have to get like the top 10 affiliates of your competitor, because you're probably not going to get them unless you're going to spend crazy amount of money, which is not efficient. So your goal is to get the people that like are top 100, top 500 affiliates, depending on how many affiliates they have. But let's just say in that middle of funnel of their affiliates, because those are affiliates that probably made a couple sales with them and they stopped like posting it. Now you could offer them higher commission. You could offer them, like, if you post this amount, like, you could offer them a retainer, but higher commission will probably work, and they'll probably request a sample. And also get friends to make videos. Like I said in the previous one, like post, and tell friends like, hey, who wants to make skits with me today? You know, like even your family members. So your family members like, hey, are you down to make skits with me? Because like you posting videos is going to be the cheapest way to get videos posted. And videos posted like pretty much means more revenue, right? Because that's the only thing you could control. With TikTok Shop, you need videos posted to get revenue, you know? So not saying that if you post 100 videos, you're going to make 100 grand. But I'm just saying, if you post 100 videos, there's a higher chance you do make 100 grand. And obviously 100 videos is like stupid small. Like, it's not a good test. You should be aiming for 10 to 20 videos posted a day when you just launched, and try to honestly hit 50. Like me personally, we're aiming for 50 videos posted a day the very first month we launch. Then the second month, we're aiming for 100. And the way we do that is scale. You're rich now. You are wealthy. Now it just has to catch up. You know, you have to start moving like you are wealthy. You got to start acting like you are very wealthy. And that's something I really believe in. You know, like I'm not the richest right now, but I'm moving like I am really, really wealthy, because I believe I will be. Time just has to catch up, you know, and samples will be your best friend. I was talking about it in the previous one, but samples is the easiest way to get affiliates, is the easiest way to get customers, because all you're losing is the shipping cost and your product cost. That's it. You're not paying them to post a video. You're not giving them extra commission. You know, like it's just the open rate plan. If you're using like Uptick, with Uptick, you can even give them like an extra 5% on the bots, and you'll probably get more sample requests. Like with this new brand right here, we're getting about 50 to 60 sample requests a day. Now, granted, not all of them are amazing. You know, most of them are like around that 500 GMV range, but that range is where we're going to succeed. You know, because you get someone that's at 500, the next month they might be at 4,000. And 2,000 GMV might be from your product. And let's just say it only cost me, let's just say $10 to ship this and my cost of goods. $10 into 2,000. Now, obviously, that's just one person out of, let's just say I send out 100 samples. So 100 samples will be, let's just say $1,000. It'll be $1,000 turning into 2,000, which is still pretty good. So 2 ROI, you know? So samples will be your best friend, and always listen to your affiliates and your customers, especially your affiliates. Like, I see so many brand owners now just be dickheads to their affiliates, think like they're better than their affiliates. Dude, affiliates are better than me. I mean, affiliates are making more money than me, you know, because they're just printing. Like, it's just all cash flow for them, and I fucking love it. The reason why I love TikTok Shop so much is because, like, let's just say we did $218,000. Dude, we paid out like $15K in commission. This one person made $3K commission. Like, dude, like, I love this so much because, like, it changes everybody. Everybody in the funnel makes money. Now, compared to, let's just say, like, if you're on Amazon, you're on Shopify, it's you making money and the platform, which is cool, amazing. That works. Like this, dude, like, I just love this because another person's making money too. You know, like someone just from their home is just making videos and making some extra money. I just fucking love this shit. And that's pretty much the blueprint that got me to this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know I spoke really fast. I'll probably make another one speaking a little slower. But yeah, honestly, everybody could get to this. I'm no one special. I launched my first product back in November. It's going to be a year and a couple months when I first started being a TikTok shop seller. And now we're doing $200,000 months. And all glory to God, obviously. I can't take all credit to this. It's all because of him. And everybody watching this video could do it too. You know, you just have to take action. Right now, we're in a literal gold mine, and that's why I'm just focused on launching so many products. I'm telling all my friends, launch a product. I'm telling strangers to launch a product, you know, because the opportunity is insane. It's like Amazon 2 years in, like, and as long as you put time and effort into this is key, because when I first launched my product, I knew people that launched the product as well. And with TikTok, it changes so fast. Obviously, probably same thing with Amazon when it first launched. You know, things were changing so fast, and those who put in the work were learning every single day and optimizing. Those people succeeded. You know, those people are making millions a month right now, probably. You know, so that's why I'm always optimistic to anybody who talks to me. You know, I'm always just learning, and hopefully this video helps at least one person or motivates you, because, dude, like, the gold rush we're in right now, like, it's just so crazy to me that more people aren't launching products or even just being affiliates, because like you could win on both sides. But if you're interested in working with me directly, there's going to be a link down below. Feel free to go through it, whether or not you go through it or not. I honestly don't care. I just hope you watched the entirety of this video. If you did, drop Varo is cool in the comments down below. If you watched the entire video, and hopefully this helps you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll probably be dropping another video in a couple weeks. Peace.